Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? I couldn't be here yesterday, so I thought I would come on tonight and do a quick live with you guys. So I'll wait for a few people to show up and then we will get started. So I'm just going to use my phone to make sure it's live everywhere that it's supposed to be live. But when you jump on, please say hello. That will also help me to see if it's working properly, which is always an important thing. All right, let's see. Seems to be working. Excellent. Hey, there we go. We've got people in here now. Welcome. So I'll wait for a few more people to join us, but how's everybody doing? I hope you guys have had a decent week. I know it's not Monday, it's Tuesday for sure. You don't have your calendars wrong. Last night I was in a meeting that I thought, well, I was certain was going to run fairly late, and it definitely didn't run later than what I would have been able to come on for. So I am glad that I could be here with you guys tonight. So if you are new, if you've never seen me go live before, basically the way that I work is I will tune into spirit. I'll ask for messages to come through for people from loved ones, spirit guides, angels. And then once I've done that for a bit, I'll probably jump into the chat. I don't know how long I'll be on here for, but I will stay for as long as I can, and we'll get as many readings and messages done as possible. So please, please, please share my video. It would mean the world to me. And yeah, it would just be super awesome. And if you are drawn to, if you're able to, if you appreciate the work that I do, both in live videos and readings, but also in the content that I put out, especially on Facebook, then feel free to leave me a tip in my tip jar, and the links are on my Facebook page for that. All right, so let's see what happens. So I'm asking that my spirit guides and my angels and loved ones step forward to help me bring through messages and information from people's loved ones and spirit guides. And here we go. All right. Okay. Message number 1, I am getting a man coming in from spirit. He would have been in his early 30s at his time of passing. I feel that he passed in a car accident. He's showing me the month of August is important to him. So it could be birth, death, or something else of significance. He's being more specific about his accident. I believe there was a very large truck involved in his February with this as well. So again, August and February are 2 important periods of time for him. So it could be birth, death, or 2 other things of significance. He's also talking about the 14th of a month is important to him. So honor around the 14th of a month, also important. He was coming forward for a mother figure, and he is saying that she's been having health concerns or health issues. He's saying that she has been having these since around December of last year, and that it hasn't really lightened up, and nobody really knows what's wrong. He wants her to know that this is going to improve. It's going to get better. And that he is bringing me to August, September for her to begin getting really solid, helpful answers for her health issues, her diagnosis and treatment. So that is message number 1. Guys, give me 1 sec. I'm seeing that we have some scammers, so I'm just going to get rid of them. If anybody tries to get you to inbox them or whatever, please don't go for it. They are absolutely only out to steal your credit card information. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to just try and get rid of as many of them as I can here. But do not fall for that. If someone that looks like me and uses my name tries to friend you or message you, it is not me. I do not add people on Facebook. Okay, so be very, very aware of that. All right, that was message number 1. Message number 2, I'm getting a young female coming in from spirit. And as she's coming in, she's playing Spirit in the Sky. And I feel like she says that there's an older than her female on Earth that listens to that song regularly, sings it, and sings it to her in spirit. So she's bringing that through. She's also bringing me to the month of April is important to her. And the 13th of a month also is important to her. She's also bringing me to the month of September as also important to her. I feel like when she passed away, there was medical complications or something to do with medication or drugs at her time of passing. I also get the feeling that she was away from home or had been distant in some way, whether it be physical or emotional, from home leading up to her passing. She is also talking about the Tinkerbell tattoo. She's showing me a Tinkerbell tattoo, and she's also talking about Jay or Jason as important to her. She is in a very good place. She wants her loved ones on Earth to know that she's completely and totally at peace. She's in a very loving, peaceful space, and she just wants them to know that she's okay, that she's around them, that she's watching over them. And just as I said that, right outside my window, a robin just flew into the tree. And robins are all about like protection and being able to secure your own space. And I feel like this is actually a further message from this young female. And I believe that she's wanting people to know that there's a young man that is connected to her and to the family that has been going through a lot of struggles. And she's saying that don't worry, he's protected. He is going to be, he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. So that was message number 2. In case anyone is wondering what I jot down, I just scribble while I'm reading for 2 reasons. 1, it helps me to focus, and 2, it keeps me from looking at the chat, which always messes up my message when I'm mid-message and I look at the chat. It just all goes to hell. So it's kind of a distraction. Excuse me. All right. Message number 3, I'm getting an elderly gentleman coming forward. And as I said elderly, he scoffed at me jokingly. So to me, this is saying that he was very young at heart always, but he is coming forward for his loved ones on Earth. I believe he passed from cancer or an illness that spread through the body or moved around. I also believe that this really, really affected pretty much everywhere. I feel like it spread very quickly. And he said, yep, 6 months. So to me, that says that from the time of getting cancer or the time of being diagnosed, 6 months later, he had passed away. He says that it ended in his lungs. And he's talking about brandy, or I think it's an animal he's talking about. I don't get a human vibe from this. It's brandy or another bee-named animal. And he's talking about this animal being with him in spirit. And he's also bringing me the month of November. So I don't know if that's his passing or the animal's passing, but he's bringing me to the month of November as important to one or both of them. He is wanting to talk to a younger female, younger than him, who is on Earth that I believe is his granddaughter, I think. And he is saying that she's been feeling really just sort of stuck in the middle of nowhere within her own life, that she has no idea what she's supposed to really be focusing on, and she feels lost, and she just feels totally unfulfilled. He's also saying that on your coffee table, you have light purple, almost looks like amethyst, but I think it's a candle holder. I don't know why he's bringing that in, but he is. He's bringing that in. And he also says that there's a woman with him in spirit. And as she steps forward, she had issues in her mind or her brain or something neurological. And she says that you have her bookmark. It's kind of like a gold metal bookmark with a butterfly on it. Either you have it or somebody else in the family does, but she brings a lot of love to whoever has that and to her family in general. She's in a really good place. He's in a really good place. And this brandy or bee named animal also in a very good place. They're definitely with their family on Earth. They are wanting to talk about the birthday being celebrated on the 16th, on or around the 16th of a month and the 20th of a month, wanting everyone to know that they will be there. They also just said Ty, like the name Tyler, Tyson, something like that, somehow important in all of this. Okay, and they're doing this to the name Ty or Tyson. So if you are single, maybe you're going to meet somebody. It kind of felt like it would be not a blood relative to these people, but somebody who will be important to you, and they're giving you the thumbs up on this person. So that looks really, really positive. That was message number 3. If these messages hit home for you, if you can claim them, please let us know in the chat that they have found their home. I always forget to mention that, but I thank everybody who always either comments in the chat that the messages found their home, or the people that have sent messages or posted on my page. It's always appreciated. Even if you're watching the replay, I still see them. So please let me know. And if you see somebody else claim a message as being delivered to them, if you guys could throw some loves and likes and hearts on it, it makes it easier for me to find it in the end. All right, so let's see where we are going next. All right, I'm getting an older female coming in from spirit. I get the feeling that she had dementia at her time of passing, that she was in kind of almost like not quite a coma, but a coma-like state for quite some time leading up to her passing. She's bringing me to the very beginning of September as important to her. She's also saying she passed really closely to a special birthday in the family as well. I also get the feeling that her personality, she says, wasn't always easy. That she had that sort of like old teacher strict energy, but that she was still very loving. Like she still had a big heart, but her delivery was maybe a little rough or something like that. But she is bringing that through. She's also giving me the feeling that when she passed away, it was in a care home, and I think it was to do with the dementia. She's talking about a man who is alive that is connected to her, that is generationally younger than her, that is having health issues specifically with his bowel or colon or maybe even prostate, but somewhere in that area of the body. She says that he's having issues with that. She's wanting him to take better care of himself at a physical level, at a dietary level. She says it's really, really important that he's been kind of not doing that. And she says that he's been sort of giving up a little bit, and she doesn't want to see that because she says at this point, he would be able to turn this around. He would be able to turn this around. So very, very important. And she's in a really good space. She's definitely with her loved ones on earth. So that was message number 4. Message number 5, I'm coming into the chat. So throw your questions up, guys. You can ask anything you want. You can ask about people who had passed away. You can ask people that or so you can ask questions about life path stuff. Usually when I go into the chat, honestly, I'm more doing life path questions just because it's kind of a break from mediumship, but throw them up anyway. And I saw somebody ask if I read the YouTube messages or questions. Yes, I do. I can see YouTube and Facebook. I don't know if Instagram works or not. I've never been able to figure that out. All right. So throw up your questions. The way that I choose somebody to go to with this is I'll basically just go to whoever I feel drawn. Whoever my spirit guides bring me to is who I will come to. Let's see. Okay, Kristen Lynn, do you see our financial? Where'd it go? Hang on. I think the question was, do you see our financial situation getting better? Maybe it seemed to just like show up and then they all just scrolled. So I will just go with looking at your financial situation. I only saw half the question, but it looked like that was the direction the question was heading in. So this is for Kristen Lynn or Crystal Lynn. So as I'm stepping into the energy of your question, yes, I do see that it will get better. They're showing me a pause from work or something like that, especially in the month of August. But then right at the end of August, very beginning of September, I see a really positive shift work-wise and career path-wise for you, as well as for another, I think it's a male in the family as well. So it's not just you, I don't think, that's struggling. But I see that this shift will be really, really good. And when it comes quick. So it's like an opportunity, you jump on it and you're off to the races. So between now and then, I feel like things are going to be okay. I think even though it might be a little bit like this, you will survive. I don't think anything scary will happen. I don't see you on the street, nothing like that. So it's going to be okay. All right. Let's see. Jennifer Fisher Gomez, my brother was just diagnosed with leukemia. Is he going to be okay? So obviously not a doctor, but yeah, I feel like he will be okay. I feel like he will overcome this disease. And they never show me death, but I get this feeling that he's going to be fine. I mean, obviously with treatment or medical intervention for sure, but I do see that he is going to overcome this. I do see that. Jose Paulin, will my surgery be successful? Yes, it will. They are showing me having to go back in the month of November for like a touch up or something. And after that, I see that chapter, whatever this is for, being completely done. So that's good. I think I saw somebody in the midst of validating a message because I don't know where it went, but it was, he passed of cancer quickly, and the Tyler name is a cousin. Okay, so that message found its home. All right, let's see where we're going next. Where the hell did that go? I just saw something that I know I need to answer. Um, Okay, on the way to find this question, which I feel so drawn to, some Elena AT on YouTube says, "Will giving birth go well for me?" Yes. I feel like there will be a very super minor, very minor blip, but it's not anything scary. I think that you might feel a little nervous going through it, but like very, very temporarily. I feel like giving birth will go fine. All right, I found the question. Chantel Anderson, will my son get better from this mystery health issue? Actually, I'm feeling drawn to start writing. So let's see, Chantal, what comes through. All right, let's see. Okay, so immediately they're showing me, again, not a doctor. This is just what I'm getting on a psychic level, which could be right or it could be wrong, but I'm going to give it to you anyway because I was super drawn to your question. So immediately they're showing me strands of DNA. So to me, this is saying whatever this issue is genetic. They are saying that it's not just one gene, that it is the way that a group of genes that are different for your son play off each other. I do feel like this illness has a lot to do with some kind of an enzyme difference. So the ability to break something down in his body doesn't seem to be working effectively. I feel like you're going to need somebody who really specializes in rare diseases to find this, because I think it's a known disease, but I don't think it's a go-to. I think it's something very different, very unusual. I feel like the way that it affects him is on multiple levels of his being, because I feel like it affects him mentally. I feel it affects him very much physically. Like my stomach starts to turn. I feel just physically terrible, especially in the stomach area, stomach region, intestinal region, all there. I start to get really tense. I feel depressive when I'm in his energy. I feel like I can have lots of energy and it's just instantly gone. And I feel like I could sleep for weeks. And I also feel like his appetite just completely disappears, completely disappears. So if this sounds like your son, I feel very strongly that this is a genetic condition. I feel like it is very rare, very unusual. I feel like the right doctors will be able to find it, and they're showing me it's an enzyme issue. So this is enzymes are what help our body to break certain things down, and so there's something that isn't being broken down properly, and this is causing all of this. It's almost like it clogs everything up. Like it's kind of weird, but I feel like yes, he will get this figured out. He will recover. He will recover. All right, Chantal. And again, not a doctor. You have to go for medical help with that. But I do feel, but I do feel, I feel like he will overcome this. And I don't think you should stop trying until you find somebody who will take it seriously, because I get the feeling that it's been brushed off a little bit, or like when nothing showed up on a lab result, it was just written off. I feel like there's something very physically there. And medical intuition, knock on wood, has been something I've been pretty generally helpful with. So let's hope that that's the case. All right. Let's see where we're going now. Jory says, any guidance on another baby? You read my first pregnancy and it couldn't be any more true. Jory, it looks like September looks like a favorable time for that to happen for you. And thank you for the feedback. It's always appreciated. Oh, Nicole says you were spot on with my medical issues. Well, thank you, Nicole. Thank you for the feedback. Sherry Norman, will my kidney surgery go okay? Yes, it will. Is that it? Yeah, and then I'm drawn to December. I don't know if your surgery is in December, if you'll have follow up in December, but what I see is a green check mark in December. So to me, this is saying that at that time things are going to get significantly better. Dawn Pringle said, anything on my diagnosis? The first thing that I see immediately is something with your immune system, or like an autoimmune condition or something like that. I do feel like this is something that will come to light very soon, like before like I would say the end of September at the latest. And it will go well. It will be helpful. Um, let's see. Um, okay. So I'm going to address this from Monica on YouTube. She says, I've been told I'm grieving too deeply. That's why I don't feel my husband around me. Is this possible? How can I tell if he is happy with things happening? All right. So I'm going to break this down, and this will be true for everybody. And then, Monica, I will see if I can get a message from him. But I want to talk about blaming the griever because to me it's utter bullshit. Grief is thick. It is a dense energy. When mediums can't bring somebody through, sometimes it is either that they're not the right medium for the spirit, which happens to me all the time, um, or um, or it's the grief of the client is so dense. But I want to say that it's not your grief that's too deep that is causing you to not feel your husband. I feel sometimes when our grief is deep, they give us the space that we need because I think if we were to feel them, it would almost be like if someone went to a medium every single day forever and talked to their loved one that passed away, it would be incredibly unhealthy. And the reason why is they wouldn't actually be able to go through the letting go part of grief, which is super hard. And so do I think that it's you're grieving too deeply and that's why you don't feel your husband? When I read that, it broke my heart because it felt like you were blaming yourself for your own emotional process. I don't think that's that at all. If you can understand your husband is somebody who is really, really, really funny, kind of very laid back. And I feel like his passing came on very quickly or unfolded very, very quickly. Also, somehow drawn to the end of a year with him. So this could be November or December. As important to him, it could be birth, death, or something else of significance. If you could understand that he would be the kind of guy that would just want to kick his feet up and be outside. And he's also showing me April, May is important to him as well. So again, that could be birth, death, or something else of significance. And the name Jane is important to him. So I think that could even be a family member or somebody connected to him in his family tree. If you can understand these things, then I feel like he's absolutely around you. Even if that's wrong, Monica, my belief would be that he would be completely around you anyway, because our loved ones are always, always with us, and they're never unhappy with what we decide to do. When people go over into spirit, they have a completely different understanding of life on earth. Completely different. I'm going to have 2 puffs of a cigarette. Um, Amy, who's asking about surgery, yes, it will go okay. It will be okay. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading your comments. Katie Foley Anatasi, any guidance or message for me? So the guidance that I have for you coming from your spirit guides is really just about taking some time to ground a little bit. When I stepped into your energy, I could feel your mind going a million miles an hour. And it's really, really important to learn to ground that out just a little bit. I think it's going to be very helpful for you if you can do that. And there's like a million amazing grounding meditations on YouTube. So I think that will help. I saw somebody ask a question about her eye. Yes, found it. Will doctors ever figure out what's going on with my eye? I feel like they will. And here's the thing. This is what I get. Again, this is totally. I'm not a doctor. I have to give this disclaimer every time because I'm not, and I could be totally wrong. But they're showing me repeated injury, and what they're showing me is sleeping, almost like sleeping on your with your knuckle in your eye. And I think it's caused some kind of damage. I feel like it will be something that will be fixable, but I feel like it's like a repeated injury over and over and over again. But it's going to be okay. So yes, I think they will. I think they will. Oh, I like this one. Any insight from my ASD son's spirit guide? Girl, if I can get a hold of your ASD son's spirit guide, I hope that you can get a hold of my ASD spirit guide. That would be amazing. Um, they're showing me that he's okay. They are showing me energetic sensitivity. Andrea, I know that you know energy well enough to know what I'm talking about. They're showing me a bit of a block in his sacral chakra and his root. So if you can unblock those through energy healing, and I feel that you could even do this yourself. I don't think you need to go and see anybody to do that. I do feel like it will make a big difference in his overload. All right. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be okay. And they're saying that this overload causes a lot of anger or a lot of like meltdown. um All right, guys, I'm getting a man coming in. He comes in his 50s or 60s. He's showing me that he had very white hair and he was kind of like a bit of a rounder build, not intensely, but a little bit of a rounder build. And he drove a blue truck, he's showing me. And he's also showing me that he worked in a factory or a warehouse of some kind. And he's also saying that at the end of his life, that he had been a bit estranged from a daughter figure or a female that is alive that is younger than him. And he wants her to know that it had nothing to do with her, that it was his own stuff and issues between him and his mother and him and your mother. And he's also sending a lot of love to the mother figure, but he wants you to know that he felt like he was bad for you, even though you didn't feel like that. And he just wants you to know that in hindsight, he realized he was wrong, and that he absolutely alarm going off, and that he absolutely would love to have been closer to you, and he wants you to know that he is with you now. And he's showing me a little brown dog, almost looks like a Dachshund. Well, guys, I'm a very happy but very tired medium. It was a pleasure to be here with you guys on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I do this normally every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you are watching the replay and the messages hit home for you or you can claim some, please let me know. I also do offer one-on-one readings. At the moment, my schedule is closed, but it will reopen on July 15th at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time for anybody who's looking to book an appointment. And I will let you know they tend to go fairly quick. So if you really want one, put that date on your calendar. Of course, I will also announce it way more before then. And I really do hope that each and every one of you have a beautiful and amazing and wonderful wet rest of the week. Penny says, wait, any more from that last man? Penny, I did not get any more from him. This is a good point, though. I have had people before try feel like they had to book readings to get the rest of messages. Everything that I bring through on here is as complete as I'll ever get it for you. So don't feel like if you are a recipient of a message, don't feel like there's more waiting, because I would never ever do that. To me, that's called baiting, and it's just fucking gross to me, and I don't like it. So anytime I do free readings, I ride the reading to completion. I'm not going to hold anything back on any level. Devin says, I want to be a top fan. All you have to do, I think, for that is just comment and share a lot on Facebook on my page. I honestly don't exactly know how top fans work. I just know that I have lots of wonderful ones, and I'm always happy to see them on my page. If you haven't already followed me on Facebook or subscribed on Instagram, or no, subscribed on follow me on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, and all of that. And here's the other thing I'm going to leave everybody with. So I personally believe, as a medium with like almost 18 years or maybe now 18 years of professional experience, I believe that our loved ones are always safe instantaneously. They're always at peace, and they always come from a good place. I know some people mention sometimes that, however they were on earth is how they are in heaven. In a sense, that's true, but I also believe that if somebody, was an asshole on earth, they're in pain. People who are jerks are in pain. Pain does not follow us into spirit ever. Doesn't matter what kind of pain it is, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, energetic. Doesn't matter. It will never, ever follow us into heaven. So people come forward from spirit with an elevated perspective. They, at the moment of their passing, are instantly at peace. Nobody's stuck. I don't care how tragic their passing was, or how self-inflicted it was, or whatever. Everyone's instantly at peace in heaven. And also with a full and complete instantaneous understanding of their life on earth from all perspectives. And so that's the energy that they come forward with. They will describe who they were on earth and if they were nice or not on earth, but will they come forward with crappy, shitty messages similar to their earthly personality? No. They would absolutely not do that. They would come through maybe talking about their personality, but the messages will always, always, always be loving and supportive and kind. Always. If it's not that, it's not spirit. That's my full and complete stamp of opinion on that. And also know that also know that they love you. And I've had spirits come through that were jerks on earth coming forward to heal the past. All sorts of things like that. But if you're ever coming for a reading just to find out if your loved ones are okay or around you, do not waste your money at all. I promise you they already are. If you want messages from them, that's a different story. But if you're coming just to make sure they're okay and just to make sure they're with you, honestly, save that money, go to Dairy Queen with it, or do something fun. Don't come wasted on somebody like me just to find out if they're okay. Again, messages are a different thing, but if it's just to know if they're around you, I promise you they're there. I promise you that they're there. All right, guys. Much love to every single one of you. I hope you have a beautiful and amazing week ahead. I hope that wonderful and phenomenal and incredible things happen for each and every one of you. And I'm just going to pull a card for us as a group and see. Well, that was quick. To see if there's a group message. So this is states of being. It says, our state of being is a product of what lies beneath the surface. Delve into your inner self now to understand the programming that drives you. So this is talking about healing the hurt below our actions and our beliefs. All right. So this is the sort of theme of the next week, let's say, at least I think until Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I also will be back Friday night as per usual to do our wonderful and amazing craft night that we do every Friday night around 8-ish. So I will see you guys then for anyone who's interested in that. Much love, guys. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you soon.